So welcome everybody. So we have with us a team of people from Alette UTC. They are going to be discussing with us that they're doing it and they're tackling the talent shortage for good. But we're very excited to hear everything about this. I know that this is a huge industry dilemma at the moment with regards to the skills shortage that we have. So we're looking forward to hearing from you and looking forward to hearing from them and the way forward. Thank you so much. Take it away.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name's Andrew Stevens. I'm the CEO of CNET Training. And I've been involved with the UTC movement for a number of years now. Firstly, in a capacity of trying to get it off the ground, trying to get our industry to understand it, and then in the last few years being actively involved in actually the UTC at Heathrow.
My name is Mike Hook. I'm the co-owner and board director for LNG. We're a systems integrator within the technology systems integrator within the data center sector.
Yeah, Joanne Harper. I am the CEO of Activate Learning Education Trust, the ALET in the ALET UTCs and partners. Formerly a head teacher of a number of schools, and delighted to be talking about how we're working together on this exciting project moving forward.
Hi, I'm Alan Bosby. I'm head of culture at ARC Data Centres. We've been appointed trusted partners with ALET to try to bring forward students who are genuinely excited, not just about engineering, but the sector of engineering in which we work. ARC has become one of the fastest growing data centres in the country from a standing start some 12 years ago.
Yeah, hi, good afternoon. I'm Matthew Farron. I'm the Chief Operating Officer for CBRE. CBRE is a big real estate business, but part of that real estate business, we manage services within data centres. So we manage about 700 data centres all around the world, and we're just over about $1 billion now. So we're a big business. We do M&E, mechanical engineering, we do white space, all the way through to leasing, etc., etc.
Super, thank you, Matt. So maybe I'll ask the audience, who doesn't know what a UTC is? You're the only one. We failed in our mission. That's it. Everyone else, we've got the message. So most of you do know what a UTC is. Joanne, what makes the UTC so unique as a concept?
Well, firstly, it's from the age of 14 upwards, which is quite unusual in itself in the British education system. So we take youngsters from the age of 14 who particularly want to specialise in a shortage area, which we know we have of the skills in the country. So for most of ours, it's engineering and computing. We all know there's huge shortages in those areas, hence the reason we're here. But actually, it's an opportunity for students to think about going to an environment which is different. It's more grown up, it's more like employment. They talk to the teachers in first name terms, so that it's more like getting ready for the workplace, treated more like young adults. And I think that's really important when you get to the age of 14. It's incredibly important to be treated like a young adult as opposed to a child, with lots and lots of rules which are often written for the younger children. And what's the most exciting part of a UTC is what we're seeing here today. It's the way in which we work with our industry partners and our employer partners, where we know there are shortages and in the talent, skills and the pipeline going forwards, and we work together with the youngsters in the curriculum to get them inspired. They get an opportunity to see what your company's about, what the values are and do they match with them, what are the career opportunities. They get to meet youngsters that aren't too far away from their age too, to see how they've planned their journey, and they get so excited about the possibilities of coming to work in an area where frankly this country needs them. It's probably the one part of the education sector that is genuinely doing what education was set up for all those years ago, centuries ago. It was to provide a workforce with the skills that we need, and we've lost touch with that a little bit in the education sector, and so we're changing it.
Absolutely. And have you seen with your other partners outside of their digital futures, have you seen a difference in the group of partners that you have here? And I would say a greater commitment, because I know the partners are all very excited about this and have been deep dive into it. It's not been a light touch approach.
Yeah, this particular partnership is a game changer. The way in which we're working now with partners completely invested from a very high level within each organisation, with a group of staff that are also getting something out of working with the UTCs. We've never worked in a partnership like this, and this has got the potential to be long-lasting, change the way in which schools work, change the way in which industry and schools work together. And what's brilliant about this is the commitment and the longer term element means we learn each other's language and it sticks. And then we get to know each other rather than trying to relearn a new relationship with somebody who comes in to do a talk. This is really engaging industry partnership with education. It's profound partnership that lasts for some time and has a lasting impact on the youngsters.
The key for me personally is that you're looking at an industry which is very hard to understand from the outside. It didn't exist 20 years ago. We wouldn't have been talking about a data center industry 20 years ago. To give young students the opportunity to see something working from the inside is something that we have to invest in. Because once they get it, once they realise how crucial our business is to sustaining the economy we've all come to enjoy, then they really understand what it is to be committed to not just work in engineering, but to what they're doing supporting that economy. And that's something that you really cannot get from the outside.
The industry sometimes can be scared of young people. It's either an apprenticeship program or it's a graduate scheme where it normally comes from one place. And trying to get people at that young age into an industry where, let's face it, they're not going to be necessarily trained to that point, a lot of corporates are worried about. So, you know, we grow as a business 20% year on year. So the amount of people we have to bring in outstrips the demand, or outstrips the amount of people available. And it is actually not just the UK, it's a worldwide issue. So with the amount of conversations I have across the globe, every single one still has this same issue, which is the shortage. And there's lots of discussions around, why young people may not be going into a trade as much as they used to years ago. It could be technology, lots of things. But from a CBRE perspective, it's an amazing thing that Joe and the team are doing. It's incredible to see the apprentices here. And also, we need to start investing in young people.
And I think our apprenticeship scheme was stuttering, basically. We'd had lots of failed starts in it. So we had some good experiences, bad experiences, but it wasn't really consistent. And we thought this is the opportunity to reset that and build our own by getting involved at the grassroots level. So it really made sense for us to put ourselves behind it. And again, it's really a social responsibility as well.
One of the things that I've seen across the board is, as senior executives or whatever, we say we're going to do this initiative and then we share it with our teams. How has that happened? How has that taken place?
I mean, I think when we mentioned it, first of all, everyone thought, what am I going to have to do? I've got my day job, I'm not going to. But everyone, I can see people sitting in the audience now that have actually been engaged with it, have all come away thinking, wow, I've really enjoyed that experience. It's helped them grow. The people have been directly involved, but also the apprentices we've taken on, how they've impacted our staff, all for benefit. I haven't seen any single downside yet. There's no losers. It's a win-win for everyone.
You've only got to walk around the floor here and you recognise an awful lot of rather old faces. And they've been in the industry a long time and they're falling off the edge of the cliff. And the opportunity to create a legacy on the back of their experience and give something to students who could learn so much from them has been one of the biggest. I see the enthusiasm back at work, and they continue to talk about it and want to commit.
I think it helps them to keep connected with young people coming through. It's very easy when you've been in the industry and you know people all the way through. You suddenly realise it's not easy when you come out of education to find a place. It can be quite blinding when you go into some website and then you put an application in and you don't hear anything back. I've had friends now who've got younger kids, and I always say, I want to try and find an apprenticeship program, where do I go? And so a scheme like this gives an outlet, but it makes our team realise that it's not easy for them to actually give up some of their time and knowledge to help the young people coming through. So they get an awful lot out of it.
Please get involved in this. This isn't a closed shop. We want as many organisations in the industry to be part of this. And one of the mantras that I ranted on about when I first started this was, we mustn't compete on skills. We've got to collaborate on skills. There's plenty of other stuff we can compete on in business, but the collaboration around skills is the only way we're going to solve the issue, and we're the only people that can solve it.
We've got a curriculum which isn't too far away from the curriculum we taught 100 years ago. And you're working in an industry that changes week by week, probably. And therefore the skills change. So we can't possibly teach the skills in the curriculum that you want when they come to you. And I know there's an element here of your job is to teach the skills that you need for the workplace, but actually for them to understand what it's like to work with you, so they're getting a taster of that before they apply to the apprenticeship. And knowing that we've got youngsters from UTC Heathrow working with our partners now as apprentices is just brilliant. I mean, that's what it's all about. We also, of course, the softer skills, because as you say, we've got to collaborate on this. So if you turn the light bulb on with one student every time you visit, and they might come to work for your company or your company or your company, and that doesn't matter, because as you say, it's not competing on skills. It's making sure that our youngsters are ready for the workplace. And actually that's one of the things that this programme enables to happen, that children just don't get anywhere else.
You kind of forget what it's like being a young person going through education. And they've got the worries the same as us. You know, there's nerves about, are they going into an industry they like, are they going to find a job? You've always got generally parents, or you've got grandparents that are involved and want you to go in one direction, you might want to go in another direction. It's never easy. And I think this program allows the students to actually come in and get a taster of what it's actually like. Because coming from education into a corporate world, it's not easy. And I think what it does do, it allows our teams to also give those young individuals some slack, to realise that actually they're still on their journey of learning how it works. Whereas sometimes, you know, it's very easy for corporate to say, there's your standards, you have to be like that in day one. So dealing with students coming in actually gives us a bit of a kick and says, actually, you need to change how you work with some of these young people, and we haven't always got it right. And that is amazing. You get reverse mentored by the students coming in.
I've certainly learned from all of my involvement how you have to prepare your organisation with different pathways to bring in all of the different talent that you actually need. Because when you start to look across an organisation, you need a wide range of skills and talents, and that comes from a wide range of people and individuals.
It is an extraordinarily fast-changing, and you mentioned it, Joanne, an extraordinarily fast-changing industry. In the 16 years I've been involved with it, we've seen fundamental change, not just in terms of scale, which is enormous. You know, we've grown as a business and as an industry exponentially, and the opportunities are only going to increase. You're right at the forefront of what is happening in the world. The technological changes that are taking place, the way we use energy, the way we consume it, what it does, how it delivers benefit to the world at large, is something that you can be really proud to be involved with when you're working with students. It makes you rethink the business you're in. It's not just about engineering. It's about what we're delivering ultimately and the difference that it's making in the world. And you can see it on a daily basis.
Personally, I must admit, it's totally changed my view of sort of vocational based education. I was a typical traditional educational snob. It was A-levels, degree, postgrad, doing it in the traditional way. Having seen what the UTC has done and their destinations, i.e. zero meets, that was the thing that, you know, now I would choose it for my own children in a heartbeat. It doesn't, you know, it so surpasses anything I could have imagined. I think they did a great job.
Wonderful. I think you can probably gather then that we're all pretty passionate about this and how it's impacted us. So whilst we're here talking about the students, I mean, the point is we are learning from this, and certainly from my point of view, when I go to work every day, it's nice to be challenged and learn. It's actually exciting to bring a bit back into that. So, Mike, we've got 2 UTC graduates with us here.
Yep.
Who are going to join us up on stage. So you've lived the live, you've done the journey, and you're now in apprentices. So come up and join us. We're going to try and be very gentle with you. So don't worry, we're all friends in this room. Would you just like to introduce yourselves?
My name is Ali Mohammed.
So my name is Hassan, I'm an ex-UTC student currently apprentice at LMG.
Excellent, thank you. Mike, so you're very proud of these 2?
Yeah, particularly we took 7 apprentices on last year, 3 from UTC Heathrow, and it was a totally different experience to what we've had before. The UTC apprentices, our HR department, who interviewed everyone independently, so, you know, to hear the feedback I got that the UTC students were so well prepared for their interviews. They knew more about our company than most of our own internal people did. And they made a huge impact at interview stage, and they were superb and so much well prepared for work. So obviously we've all been doing something right, even from that perspective. But since they've come on board, yeah, they've changed a lot of, as you say, it was a bit like reactive type learning from our own people, enriching their work environments. We are a bit of a pale, stale, male industry, very traditional, and having much more diversity and inclusivity, younger people coming in. And it's been a real benefit, and I've had many emails from members of staff saying what a great experience they've had when they've worked with these guys and the other apprentices that come on board, but particularly the UTC people. So yeah, they've really brought benefits we didn't realise we were going to get. So thanks for that.
So Hassan, our question for you. What's it like earning a wage now?
Great.
Good, because that's what it's about at the end of the day, isn't it? So excellent. Clearly you enjoy the job. We spoke very briefly earlier. What would you say to anyone considering either joining a UTC and then undertaking an apprenticeship? Would you recommend it?
So when it comes to UTC, it's not just about like learning as in where you are right now or your career where you are right now. So when I was at UTC, I did a program called the Heathrow Insights Week. And we went in the backgrounds of the airport and things like that, especially one of the biggest airports in the world. And it was good to see like stuff from that you don't really see just passing through Heathrow. And it was really good just to see how it is to work in like a very pressured environment and things like that. And it was like a 7 days program. During my time at UTC, it's not just about that, but also they helped me get the apprenticeship here, and they helped a lot of my friends get with the university applications as well. So it's not just about apprenticeships. Also, if you're interested to go to university, it's very good. Like they help you a lot with that. So yeah, I would recommend it for anyone that's interested in this kind of field or any field. For example, like you can see they have media fields on not just engineering, but a lot of fields. So I would recommend it if someone's interested in that field.
Excellent, super. Aya, can I ask you? You're studying security?
Yeah, I'm doing security apprenticeship.
Okay, and how is it to work for an organisation like LMG? And you can tell the truth, amongst friends. In terms of the change from being in a school now into the workplace, what's been the biggest change for you?
So at first, I remember joining, I think my first week was probably the toughest week so far. It's because I was just used to being relaxed, schools isn't that serious. And I'm realising that now I'm in the corporate world, I have to take life a bit more seriously. So I would say, yeah, it was a big change at first, but now I'm loving it so far. I've been enjoying it. I think it reached my 6-month mark. And then yeah, just probably been one of the best decisions I made so far. I have to thank UTC for that as well. But let me become an apprentice right now.
Excellent, thank you. What's your plan for the future?
So my plan for the future, I haven't really thought about that so far, but hopefully I'll just take it step by step. And but what I can say is the knowledge that I'm gaining right now, the qualifications, will 100% help me in the future. So yeah.
Excellent, super, thank you. Okay, we've got 5 minutes left here. I can talk for hours on this, as you can probably tell. Do we have any questions from the audience?
Hi, yeah, so I live within the Heathrow area. Do you go out to schools? Like my daughter goes to school in Shepperton, and she's 15. Do you go out to the schools and promote this as well? So this would be a good thing to take to for the career, especially I think my daughter goes to careers evenings. This would be a great thing to have at those careers events.
Yeah, I think we've been piloting it within Activate Learn Education Trust, which is a multi-academy trust of a group of 6 schools. I think we'd be really keen when we've got the concept to the point of going out to other schools. And I don't think we're too far away from probably having those types of conversations around how we go out more and publicise what we're doing now. And I suppose we've just got to think about how we scale that up so that it continues to have the same level of impact and we don't lose impact. I think that's probably something which will concern all of us, I suspect.
I just wonder if the other schools would see us a bit of a threat, really, in some respect, taking their best student.
Unfortunately, I think my daughter last careers, there isn't anything about apprenticeships at all, and there isn't anything about technology.
No.
They do computer science, but that's not this. And I think this is what's missing in those careers events.
One of the things I say to everyone about this particular initiative is it's not just about the students that we have here. We're an industry that was deliberately secretive we hid ourselves away and then wondered why we had a skills crisis looming. You know, it's not rocket science, is it? But of course, it's the friends, the family, the brothers, sisters, the mums and the dads who are spreading the message about our industry, and I think we can drive that. But I do think that's a valid thing. There is the Baker Law, isn't there? There was an act in Parliament that was passed, which actually says that all schools that have a UTC within their catchment area have to tell them that a UTC exists and it's a careers option. Whether that's enforced, done, I really don't know, but that was pushed forward. Joanne, people thinking about getting involved in this, it can be pretty daunting when you're asked to, you know, this is easy because I'm talking to mainly adults and that, so that's quite simple, but going into a classroom to talk to a bunch of 14-year-olds who really don't like the look of this fat, ageing old man, you know, what advice do you give and what help do you give to those companies?
Yeah, really good point. We help translate the language between industry back into education with the youngsters. We'll plan the sessions really carefully with you. There'll always be a teacher in with you that does all of the normal teacher things, like making sure that the children are behaving and attentive and are going to get the right knowledge from it. We'll also talk about personal development skills within that. But we also, as part of the programme, every company that works with us gets a training session from us, and we deliver it out to all of the staff that will come in and work with the students. So there's a bit of a training back to come in, but we work really hard with our team in Activate Learn Education Trust to help translate the skills, be the middle person, enable you to feel comfortable and supported when you're in the schools, so that the youngsters get the very best, and that your staff also in your companies come away feeling great, and hopefully, you know, one day might want to change their career to become a teacher. There's a shortage there as well. I shouldn't say that.
No, we come away feeling knackered.
Yeah.
When do I start?
Yeah, no, I think it's a valid point, because I think you know, you gather from this, we are getting as much back out of this. We're probably getting more, in fact, from actually interacting, and I think that's important. So if you do want to get involved, you know, don't be frightened to step up and talk to us, and you know, we effectively will give you the guidance to not put your foot in it and get into any muddles. So we've just got a minute. Are there any other questions or any comments anyone would like to make?
I actually think it's a no-brainer. I think the benefits you get from seeing the faces. I mean, we were here last year, and there was 4 or 5 of the students came up to us. They absolutely love it, and they love being part of it. So please don't hesitate.
Thank you, Mike. Thank you, students, for giving us your time over the last couple of days, and it's been great to see those yellow t-shirts roaring around all over the place. And I know we had an impact, and I just wanted to share with you. You probably don't remember, many of us do. I had an email from Lord Baker last night after he was here yesterday morning, and he was absolutely raving about what everyone has done. And he said to me that this is the best legacy project he's done. And he's 90 years old, and he absolutely loved it. So I think it's something very special we've achieved. So I'd just like to say thank you to everyone that's involved. Thank you for sort of believing in me when I said to you, well, I don't really know what this is, can you just do it, please? And that was certainly what I said to you, Mike, and he said, well, we'll work it out as we go along. And for Joanne and her team and Way Initiative, it's the industry's initiative. So please get involved. I'm sure you've all got great futures in front of you, which is what we're trying to achieve. Hassan, thank you very much indeed for joining us. Mike, Joanne, Alan, Matt, thank you very much indeed. Thank you, everybody.